Across the sun-drenched plains of southern Africa, kings walk with silent purpose. But even kings can make fatal mistakes. The lion, Africa's most revered predator. Yet here, amid giants and titans, pride alone is not enough. For not every shadow in the grass yields to teeth, and not every prey chooses to flee. Today, the hunters become humbled. In times of scarcity, even the most cautious hunters are drawn toward risk. Few targets tempt this risk more dangerously than the rhinoceros. Weighing over 4 tons, with skin thicker than that of a grizzly bear, and a frontal horn that can grow up to 5 feet long. The black rhino is not built for flight, but for confrontation. Its body is a vault of solid muscle. Although its eyesight is poor, its sense of smell is acute, and its reactions can be devastating. Yet, driven by hunger and the illusion of slowness, lions sometimes attempt to attack. No other grazer in Africa can deliver such raw kinetic power in a single charge. With a top speed exceeding 30 miles per hour, this creature, despite its massive size, can outpace most expectations and outmatch many attackers. For lions, the cost of that mistake is often permanent. The rhinoceros is not passive prey. It is a force wrapped in armor, moving without fear and leaving only warnings in its wake. Among Africa's grazers, none are more deceptively shaped than the hippopotamus. To the inexperienced eye, it seems sluggish, an overgrown grazer caked in mud and lethargy. Despite its bulk, the hippo ranks among the deadliest mammals on the continent. Armed with jaws that open nearly 180 degrees and bite pressure exceeding 1,800 pounds per square inch, it is a creature built not just for grazing, but for dominance. Males often engage in brutal contests over water access, leaving scars that map a lifetime of violence. Even crocodiles, predators forged over 200 million years ago, yield to its presence. Yet lions, desperate and emboldened by numbers, sometimes test the line. They follow it from the riverbank, unaware that beneath the folds of flesh lies a force not to be provoked. And for the lion, it is not merely a failed hunt. It is a lesson written in fear. When drought deepens and the herd grows restless, lions sometimes turn their gaze to giants, those whose footsteps echo through generations. And among them, the African elephant towers above all. Reaching heights of 13 feet at the shoulder and weighing over 6 tons, an adult matriarch is not just a leader. She is a fortress of instinct, memory, and defiance. Her tusks alone can reach 7 feet long, sharpened by years of uprooting trees and defending calves. And when her family is threatened, hesitation vanishes. Lions know this, but hunger clouds judgment. They single out the young, trailing behind the herd. They circle, test the margins, search for a lapse in vigilance. But even elephants falter. This time, the lions hold their ground. No other grazer dares such defiance. But tonight, history takes a different turn. For the pride, this is not just a meal. It is a rare triumph over giants. Where rivers run through the savannah, a threat greater than any big cat waits just below the surface. The Nile crocodile, reaching lengths of over 20 feet and armed with a bite force exceeding 3,000 pounds per square inch, is Africa's most dangerous predator in silence. Drawn by urgency, lions must sometimes step into the water. But beneath that quiet surface waits a reptile that has barely changed in 100 million years. What happens next cannot be undone. Because in this domain, a single misstep is all it takes. Crocodiles rarely leave the safety of water, and for good reason. On land, they're slower, more exposed, and when faced with lions, that vulnerability becomes obvious. Away from water, the crocodile retreats under pressure. But back in its element, the dynamic shifts. As one lion attempts a crossing, the advantage belongs to the hunter below. They stay hidden until the moment matters. The strike lands, fast, clean, almost final. But the lion slips free, shaken but breathing. Some lessons don't leave scars, only warnings. Among all the herbivores of the savannah, few appear more graceful, yet more underestimated than the giraffe. Towering up to 18 feet, it moves with quiet confidence, browsing the treetops far above the dangers faced by smaller prey. But size alone is not its only defense. Each leg is a column of bone and tendon, capable of delivering a forceful kick in any direction. Though they are among the most efficient hunters in Africa, lions rarely target a mature giraffe unless the conditions tip in their favor, when the herd is scattered, or the individual is injured or young. Even then, the decision carries risk. In this dynamic, the outcome rarely hinges on strength alone. It comes down to timing, coordination, and whether the lions are willing to stake everything on a single attempt. For the giraffe, survival is balance, in stance, in silence. And for the lion, it is a reminder that not all giants are easy to bring down. Of all the prey lions, fear, none commands more respect than the Cape buffalo. Weighing over 1,500 pounds, with horns shaped like a warrior's crown and muscles built for confrontation, the buffalo is not only strong, but unshakable under pressure. It does not scatter easily, and when surrounded, it does not break. Lions know this. They've hunted buffalo for generations. It takes strategy, patience, and overwhelming force. The pride must separate one from the herd and act before the window closes. But sometimes one lion goes too far. A single charge can unravel the hunt. There are lions that carry curved scars along their flanks, reminders of failed pursuits and resistance that did not back down. Because when the buffalo responds, it does so without mercy and never alone. In this rivalry, victory is earned, not taken. And even the most experienced hunters tread carefully, knowing that here, the hunted can turn the tide. In the wild, survival is never decided by strength alone, but by judgment, timing, and knowing when to walk away. For lions, hunger can make the bold braver, yet nature has little mercy for those who miscalculate. On these unforgiving plains, every pursuit carries a cost, and sometimes the gamble falls to the wrong side. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the raw edge of predator and prey. If you enjoyed this story of survival and instinct, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true moments from the wild. We'll see you again in the next episode.